Hello and welcome to Left Footers, the unlikely five-a-side podcast with me, Aaron J.
And this guy who's looking for a toilet, and me, Jason Stampe. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fuming, if I'm honest. I listened to last week's episode, and it was infuriating to listen to our guest presenter and my so-called confidant make some really valid points about my physical appearance. It's like, I'm nearly 43. I can't be taking a closer look at myself and trying to improve. Like, I can't have it.
I didn't really make many comments. I mean, Tom called you voluptuous.
I'm all right with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just wish it translated to Instagram followers, because if I was a voluptuous non-white male, I'd be on millions. Nobody calls me brave. Nobody calls me inspirational. I just I'm the fat bloke. That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like Savage Fenty aren't coming to me with product placement deals. No one wants to see me in a pair of silk pajamas, and that's, I think, the biggest upset for me.
Well, there's a demographic out there that do.
Okay, well, like I said, my birthday is coming up. XXL, baby. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Having Tom on looked like you'd been doing the keto diet, and all of a sudden, that's the outcome.
It looked like someone turned the honey monster into a real boy. That's what it looked like.
So for anyone that hasn't watched this podcast or listened to this podcast, we pick the most random five-a-side teams possible, loosely based around a theme. This week's theme...
It will never be more loosely based than this week.
I mean, this week's theme is footballing Lotharios.
The Shaggers episode is how you put it to me.
Yeah.
I know even now we've got a camera rolling and the audio going, it's Lotharios, but it was the Shaggers episode when you messaged me.
Okay.
Is it because you see yourself as a bit of a shagger back in the day?
No.
Yeah, that's it. Living vicariously through footballers.
Oh, yeah. Also, I mean, people in glass houses, mate.
Yeah, no, I'd love to help you, but... I think it's a good one. I think we might scramble. I think, if anything, when we start running out of ideas, we'll just be throwing around some wild accusations about Premier League football, is it?
I typed into an AI site footballing Lotharios.
Yeah.
And it made some pretty wild accusations about some players.
I'm here for it. If we just say, all you got to do is say allegedly.
Yeah, that's what it did. Yeah.
Nice.
Plausible deniability.
You're going to have to go first. I'm interested.
I've gone for Stefan Postma.
That's the only one I could think of.
Oh, really?
You've obviously listened to the same podcast I did.
The Lee Hendry one. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Stefan Postma was a goalkeeper for Aston Villa, amongst other teams, Dutch. And basically he was a goalkeeper for Aston Villa. And during his time at Aston Villa, a video had been leaked onto the internet of him in a compromising position with a partner.
Yeah, he was getting walloped by a strap-on. It's like, I don't know why you're being all coy. Like, we don't, we haven't even mentioned Dion Dublin's dick in this episode. You got a free swing.
That might be much like I'd imagine. Yeah.
Dion, I mean, I think he'd be dead now. If that strap-on was molded on Dion Dublin, I think Stefan Postma would never have played professional football again. I think that's a great shout. Did you hear the story about the dildos?
No.
So Stefan Postma goes on loan after this video becomes common knowledge. He goes on loan to like Sparta, Rotterdam or something. It was a Dutch team, definitely. And the away fans, when he was at the away end, started just throwing dildos on the pitch. And apparently he just walked around picking them up, going, thanks very much.
Did he? Well, I think that's good, isn't it? That he's got a...
I think he sort of...
he took it in his stride.
Well, I haven't seen the video, but... We're back. We are back. Oh, come on, get it.
Is that what it was like?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I mean, I can hold it with one hand. I'm not sure she could, but there we go. It's... Again, I haven't seen the video. We'll put a link in the comments.
I don't think you can find the video. I'm sure you can. I'm sure there's people who can.
You've had a little rummage there, haven't you, trying to find it?
No, there's people that I reckon could find it within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't think Justin listens, though. He's pretty good on the internet.
Yeah,
Internet
Justin,
sleuth, yeah.
Martin could probably do it, although Martin took a bit of a hammer in last week from Tom.
I'm taking it in a very different context to Stefan Postman took a hammer.
Yeah.
Right, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because that does sound the right way round. Martin did take it. I got called voluptuous, and Martin just called straight up ugly. So it's
again by Tom. I didn't do any of it.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And then I like the continuation of the conversation we had about the fact the more the surface appears, the less the hair can cover. That's good as well. Yeah. So I couldn't work out how you were talking about.
No, just a generic sort of.
That reminds me, before we leave. Yeah, Stefan Posma's a great shout. Fair play, mate. It's a strong start.
Thank you.
Now, because you've picked the only goalkeeper I'm aware of that is a shagger, I'm going to really make
all goalkeepers are mental.
Are they really? I'm going to make some really wild allegations then. So, my goalkeeper is famous. Well, actually, I don't think many people know about this. This is Illuminati stuff in that nobody knows this particular keeper.
This isn't going to be allowed on YouTube, is it?
Yeah. It is Peter Cech.
Is that why he wore the helmet?
Yeah. After a while, it's just headboard after headboard after headboard. Like he's just protecting his furniture. Sicker trips to IKEA, if anything. He thought if he had it padded, stops leaving that old big Czech nut in there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Peter Cech, without knowing anything about him, I reckon he's got that look about him. He looks like he'd like a little Sudoku and maybe a bit of bird watching, but actually, giant shagger.
Okay, do you know what he does now?
Shags people.
He plays ice hockey.
I did know that, actually. Yeah, I did know that. Pretty unoriginal, as he's a goalkeeper, from what I understand.
Yeah. He is a goalkeeper, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to make it up, because I'm pretty sure I can pick your defender for you. And you're going to go with the ultimate.
No, I don't think I am.
Okay, cool.
It depends who you're thinking of.
Well, let's just gloss over the wild accusations with zero fact or information about Peter Cech and move on to your defender.
Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I did actually have a look at him as well, because I was curious as to whether he had more professional football goals or illegitimate children. And actually, it's not a million miles off. It's 12 professional goals and 2 illegitimate children. That's not bad. I mean, that's a pretty good year and a half.
2 family.
2 families, yeah.
It was like Peter Barlow from Corrie.
Was that a thing?
Yeah, he was a bigamist.
Was
he?
he?
Had 2 wives, yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's...
Having 2 wives can have its advantages. Chop, chop, dig, dig.
When you miss 40 years of Corrie, you're really off the pace.
You still like Jim McDonald?
Jim McDonald. I literally thought you meant Jim Davidson, and I was like, we can't say that.
Same era.
Yeah, same era. Or indoors. Anyway, yeah, Kyle Walker's... I mean, it's literally out there. It's been been legally proven he's a shagger.
Do you know what I respect about him? Is
very little.
No, actually, I do. I respect the game. Game recognises game, and what I respect about him is all of this went on about him having multiple families. He was in and out of court to sort of like fight for custody and have sort of a lot of financial restraints as well. I imagine it was a lot of pressure on him as a human, looking at that human element of it.
Yeah.
It must have been taxing.
It must have been.
Yet week after week, just a solid 8 out of 10 for City. Up and down the wing, didn't let it affect him. If anything, it spurred him on.
Became club captain.
Yeah.
And like Pep was like, do you know what? You're really good at taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's the badge. Here's the armband. Yeah, I like that.
Imagine being so much of a family man, one isn't enough.
I am just going to point out, though, from what I read, so again, I can only say this is out there in the public domain, that his main thing was that he didn't want anything to do with the kids. He was just not disputing he was going to have to pay for them.
Okay. But even so, 8 out of 10 every week.
The only thing I would say is it is ironic because on the pitch, very little end product. But leave him around a reality star, bang, in the net. Never misses. Absolute lad. Yeah.
I like it. I'm assuming you've gone for the ultimate.
I might as well now you've done that. I think the GOAT. Everybody knows. John Terry.
Phil Jaggy. Oh, no. So.
he can fucking play different. He does 2 positions,
Clark
definitely.
Carlisle.
At least 2 possessions. Strong northern man. Yeah, you've got to go John Terry in a shaggers list. It would be remiss of us not to mention him. Yeah. I mean, the jokes still go on to this day.
Oh, yeah.
I feel sorry for, obviously, his old teammate. Wayne Bridge, yeah. I don't know who... I mean, obviously, it's not relevant. It was his wife regardless, but yeah, it's not...
It was his ex-wife.
Now?
No, but they were separated when John Terry did it.
Oh, he was in a relationship with this woman who's very forgiving, who likes their house, though, isn't he? John Terry.
Yeah. But Wayne Bridge wasn't with the woman anymore.
Still a line, though, isn't it?
But it's still a line. She was the mother of his children.
Mother of his children, your teammates. Even if you're not mates, like, if you're working with them, it's someone's ex, blah, blah. I think it's odd, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure, Terry would have been at, like, the wedding and stuff.
You'd have thought so, because you're not going to not invite the club captain, because everybody sucks. At my wedding, there was people there I didn't want there. And you were there. You were there.
I turned up, mate.
You were there. Fucking, you were one of the hardcore ones. I'm just saying.
I wasn't like, oh, there's a 50 quid gig somewhere. Yeah. I turned up.
Unlike that fat bloke whose head's doing a Martin Keown tribute act.
And Tom. Let's not forget Tom was invited.
I was all right with that. No offence, but Tom was
You can't have him at a wedding.
I didn't want him walking in and my mum recognising him from the hen do. Do you know what I mean? It was like, you just don't know. There could be a crossover. I'm pretty sure I don't know whereabouts in the country they went for her hen do, but I'm pretty sure it was like one of them farmhouse things where I didn't ask too many questions, but it wouldn't have surprised me if there was some men in aprons or whatever. Who knows? I mean, so yeah, that was an all right. That was an all right thing to get out of, and at least it wasn't John Terry turning up full kit to bang your wife.
I'm sure there's a market out there.
Yeah, that he's tried
John
to create.
Terry lookalikes, do you know what I mean? Like the Brent lookalike turns up at a stag do.
What does John Terry do though, as a lookalike? Because the David Brent one you're talking about just turns. So you're going to hire someone to just go and bang your missus?
There's people out there that are banging to it.
Yeah, but that's quite a niche in itself without adding the layer of it needs to be a John Terry impersonator.
Yeah.
And especially when John Terry just do it himself. I don't think there's a market for people that look like John Terry shagging women that they shouldn't be shagging, because John Terry just takes care of it all himself.
Okay, I like it.
This is
probably the longest we've gone talking about
John Terry shagging
until we've got to the midfielders.
Yeah. It's because we haven't picked teams.
Yeah, I mean,
Hang on a sec, I'm going to leave you and just make sure this is still recording.
Okay. How the mighty have fallen. Is it still recorded?
Do you know what? I quite like the power of that, just walking off. We'll be back in the after these messages. No messages, we haven't got a sponsor. John Terry impersonators would like to sponsor Left Foot as the podcast. Yeah, cool. Midfielders.
Again, notable for having a super injunction out. Protecting his identity against reality TV star Imogen Thomas, who was on Big Brother. She'd had an affair with a married professional footballer, Ryan Giggs.
Was that what the injunction was about?
Yep.
Wow, because it was all about the brother stuff came out afterwards.
The brother stuff came out later on.
Oh, right. Filthy shagger.
Yeah, I mean... I'm denied about putting him in because obviously there were some pretty horrible things that came out about him later. But if you just focus on the brother and the reality TV stuff... If you just focus on the
shagging his sister-in-law, he's a sound bloke.
Yeah. And what I like most about it is his brother... Rodri has lent into it.
Yeah, did you see it? Was it the Bet
like
360
the Bet 365 advert?
Yeah. Bet 360. Oh.
Bet 360. Full turn.
Is it the knockoff version?
Yeah, it's a little version.
Like Rodri Giggs.
Yeah. What more can you say? He played in the Premier League for years and years and years. Was it a 17-year career?
Yeah, well, 13 titles. So was it 91? I think 92 he came through. He was just ahead of the class of 92, which came through like 94. So yeah, but 92 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to imagine that entire time.
Just a shagger.
Yeah.
Do you remember Danny Bear? That's probably before your time. She was on some, I think it was The Word or some sort of late night Friday television. She was like a bit of a, bit like your Denise Van Outens and stuff at the time, like very much a go-to. He went out of her at one point. Good looking guy, talented guy, the big floppy hair.
Chest hair.
Chest hair, as we all were shocked to find out after that FA Cup semi-final. Hiding that. Obviously hiding a lot of things, as it turned out. The chest hair was the least of his problems. But, obviously, I think with these ones, we don't always go with world-renowned stars, but it's difficult to leave them out in this particular instance. And
it really is.
Fair play, yeah. Ryan Giggs.
Go on, then.
On that vein, I'm going to go one that's a little bit of a controversial one because we don't know 100%.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go with...
Please don't be a court case.
David Beckham.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because...
Happy about that.
Did he or didn't he? Rebecca Lewis, did he or
yeah.
didn't he? I mean, obviously, he's gone on and stayed married to Victoria and she was off wanking pigs on telly.
Yeah.
This isn't the...
A lot of people thought she was in a relationship with Wayne Rooney at that point, but no.
But yeah, I realised she was too young. I'm just fascinated by this because whilst not unattractive, and I know that's not the only reason people cheat, it's not all about the physical side of things. From what I understand, he's in Madrid and Victoria's off doing what she does.
They really gloss over it in the documentary as well, don't they? Yeah.
Because I don't want to get caught up in this Beckham propaganda. Like I'm not.
He's a great man. He's a great man. He's the best footballer to ever live.
I don't want to not think he isn't a great man because
true.
If nothing else, he has done some banging Pepsi adverts. Like I think that's
everything about him's class.
And he's a beautiful man. I remember, was it the Wills and Kate, the wedding?
Yeah,
he turned up for that. I was gay, literally gay for an afternoon at that point, and if he'd have rolled, I'd have left me and if my wife said, I'm leaving you for David Beckham, I'd be like, is he going to pick you up from the house? Can I meet him?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, like a very, very beautiful man. But yeah, I'm intrigued into Rebecca Lewis, whilst not unattractive. You've got to say, was it an emotional thing or whatever? And did it even happen? Because he's pretty adamant it didn't. Obviously, they've worked through it in their marriage if it was a thing, or even if it was an allegation, even if something was alleged, I'd imagine it was quite difficult to overcome, especially when it's all over the media.
Yeah. And it was the media at a time where a scandal about David Beckham.
Oh, just catnip, wasn't it? Because he's just moved to Madrid, big money, he's out of the public eye in the UK at least.
Yeah.
And then he's... shagging a pig wanker. And then, honestly, shame it weren't the other way around. I'd imagine if she'd have wanked the pig first, he's less inclined to sleep with her. He saw something he liked. Yeah, I don't know.
She also appeared on a celebrity version of The X Factor.
Right. Doing what?
Singing.
Could she sing?
No.
Right, okay.
Not a lot of them could. Pretty sure Barry from EastEnders was in that one as well.
Well, he can sing, so you've embarrassed yourself.
You don't even need a microphone.
I want to go. We need to go and do a live show. It's nothing to do with football. We should go. We should go to a barrioke.
Yeah.
We can book him. Let's book Barry. Do big deal events we were talking about earlier. Let's get a barrioke on the go.
Yeah.
You all sit this out. This is turn this shit off. This is you're wasting time with this when we can
don't even know how it works.
No, but we can get Barry on the go. Anyway, so David Beckham may have shagged Rebecca Lewis. I just think it was such a scandal at the time. And the truth is, nobody knows. She got her 15 minutes off the back of it.
Yeah.
They didn't really dignify it with a response. When you said it was glossed over in a documentary, what was said?
They just mentioned the fact that he was lonely. And then,
shagged her.
and then cut to him falling out of Capello. Like it was like...
Yeah, got a bit lonely. Anyway.
Fabio wouldn't play me.
Fabio. Wow. Okay, cool. I'm pleased with that one. He's definitely done it then. So you've earned your spot in the Shaggers team, mate. Yeah, well done.
Okay, I've gone for Jermaine Pennant.
Oh, yeah, he's a bit of a shagger.
It's the second time I've picked him.
Oh, I don't know if you should be disqualified immediately.
Picked him for the first week, Jermaine Pennant.
I remember you picked him because we had a pop at his ears.
Yeah, and the fact that he left park,
left the Porsche, left the car park or whatever, yeah.
And it was cheaper than, he basically forgot he had it. But basically...
Forgot he had a wife as well by the sound of it.
Well, apparently, well, not apparently, he appeared on a celebrity episode of the Jeremy Kyle show,
I've seen a still of this.
where
I didn't
he
see the
basically
show.
said he couldn't stop cheating. Like it was a disease.
It's fairly conclusive. Sex addiction, that kind of thing. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he's
yeah.
gone for, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medically diagnosed.
I see. I'm not going to say there isn't a sex addiction. I'm not saying that's not a thing.
Famously covered on EastEnders before Jack Branham.
You and your soap references are getting out of hand. Like, you are a young man.
Yeah.
To get hold of this.
All right, mate. Look, I was once confused with Beppe DeMarco. Do you know that? Have I ever told you that story?
No, but I think we need to hear it.
So, this is when I first did stand-up, way back in the day, right?
So even less like Beppe DeMarco.
No, so
at
what
that
happened?
point.
So no, nothing to do with
Had you
me
drawn a beard on with a pencil?
No. What had happened was, on my Twitter, now known as X, my profile picture was Beppe from EastEnders.
Okay, so catfishing makes it a little bit more obvious.
I had different celebrities, like at different various points in
Just
time.
icons, people you like.
Colin Murray, Ben Shepherd, Beppe DeMarco, those sorts
Same
of like
category.
Z-list type celebrities,
Like
right?
it.
I thought it would be quite funny. I got booked to do a new act competition, and I say new act competition because the winner had been going for 30 years.
That's about right, yeah. Shout out Chris Norton Walker.
No, it wasn't actually. Similar vein though, and I'm pretty sure Norton Walker was in the heat.
Yeah, he placed.
Anyway, I got booked to do this festival. It was in Peterborough called the Levity Festival.
Yeah.
And I'd put on Twitter, really excited to be playing.
What was your name on Twitter at the time? Beppe DeMarco.
My name.
Right, cool, right.
Really excited to be playing the at Levity Festival in Peterborough on Saturday. Okay, that's what I tweeted. The Levity Festival shared it or retweeted it, and then someone replied, "You're doing stand-up now, ? And then hashtag life after EastEnders. Now, what I should have done was say, I'm not Michael Greco, the actor that plays Beppe DeMarco, just my picture.
You do?
What I said was, yeah, bit of a sideways step for me. I'm on at 3:30. See you there. Thumbs up. And I'd clocked this geezer's profile picture, and he turned up to the heat. So the heats were during the day, and then the grand final was like at 8 o'clock in the evening.
You weren't messing around. Proper Beppe fan.
We watched all of them. Like it was there was some really big acts there.
Yeah. And Beppe DeMarco.
And a new act competition, but it wasn't a new act competition. There were some people in my heat that were like just established headliners.
That's what happens, isn't it? They need something to put on the poster.
But they weren't told it was a new act competition.
Right,
They'd
okay.
already been booked for it.
Jesus. So yeah, what happened? Did you have sex with the guy or?
No, he didn't. I don't
Just
think
sign
he
a few
ever
things?
clocked. I don't
Oh.
think he ever clocked.
Just thought he hadn't shown up.
Yeah. I think he thought he'd bottled it.
I can't even remember what we were talking about, Beppe.
Jermaine Pennant.
Jermaine Pennant, right. So why have you got... So he was...
on Jeremy Kyle.
medically...
diagnosed as...
It's not... It's a psychological problem, definitely. And it's something that people need help and support with if it is a genuine problem. But can you medically diagnose a sex addiction?
I'm not a doctor.
That is a lot of spunk. We're going to have to get rid of that. I've weighed them.
What, like the Roman baths?
Yeah, I whacked him. Hang on, whack them on the scales. Yeah, you bullshit. Oh, that's normal. Yeah, can it be medically? I don't know.
Before we get demonetized, do you want to go for
Demonetised, of course, yeah. With all the money.
Do you want to go for your midfielder?
Yeah, I would love to. I'm going to go with someone.
You're going to make it up, aren't you?
Yeah. Someone who is a massive shagger. I haven't gone for another midfielder. I've gone.
I mean, you're missing a key one from this week.
This one from this week. Who's a shagger this week? Is it in your team?
No, I've picked both my midfielders.
Help me from the bench then. Come on, what you got?
Let's just say there's one show he was on.
This week? What am I missing?
Good at securing the coin, and you think he's the most boring man alive.
Martin Keown?
No!
I was going to say that'd be the most...
The One Show.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, I'm with you now. I genuinely thought you were going to tell me Martin Keown was a shagger then.
He might be.
Yeah, what a shout. I didn't even
I'm
think.
picking your team for
Jermaine someone needs to. You could get involved in my fantasy football league as well. Jermaine Genius, yeah. Very much with the old thumb shagger.
Yeah.
Rather than from what we know.
From what we know, yeah.
All we know is that
text.
All we know is that he was very shocked to be fired for inappropriate behaviour. Then I'd imagine reams of evidence was sent his way, and then he was very apologetic about being fired.
Yeah.
The bit that hurts me and the bit I feel for him the most is that he said even his dog looked disappointed at him.
It was just watching the One Show at the time.
Do more stuff about badgers. Jermaine Genius, do you know what? Again, another boring fucker.
I know, yeah.
Another boring fucker that's just been given the keys to the sweet shop. Here's your career. You're going to take over from Gary Lineker. This is yours. And then he's on the fucking One Show. Do you know what? The One Show is a curse. Remember Jason Manford?
Vernon Kay too.
Vernon Kay, yeah, all of them. I'm telling you, as soon as you get on that One Show, everyone knows this.
Matt Baker.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. The minute they start doing Matt will fix it, we know he's fucked. You said you don't edit anything on this, so you stay to your word, all right? Matt Baker. What about Dom? Dom Littlewood.
Oh, he's an annoying little toad.
Yeah. He's surely got a bit out.
Are you going to fix Mrs. Robinson's extension? What are you going to do? You're 3 foot tall.
Yeah. What do you think about that then? Nothing. Fuck off, Zippy. Like, I'm not having it. Like, mental. Yeah, Jermaine Genius. Honestly, I sent it to you full of glee and you wouldn't have it. You didn't believe it. You hadn't seen the thing about Jermaine Genius when I sent it to you and you thought I was lying. I think it's actually...
He's a dishonest man.
I think it's a complete injustice he's been fired for inappropriate behaviour rather than shit performance. I don't know who likes him, but enough people that would liked him to book him, and then he started texting people inappropriately.
Yeah.
Married man, fat with kids or whatever. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Right, so Jess doesn't watch this then.
What? She'll tell you straight away that I'm all for Jermaine Genius getting fired.
Oh, I thought you were all for his behaviour.
Look at you, fucking Piers Morgan, trying to catch me out. Don't get your clickbait off me. I'm saying I'm all for Jermaine Genius getting fired. I don't care what the reasons are. I'd have preferred it if they just came out and said, look, on reflection, he's a tedious cunt. But actually, he's had to send a few ropey texts. Whatever got the job done. This girl was doing the Lord's work. That's what I'm saying. And Jermaine Genius is gone until... He's on GB News doing the sports catch-up. Oh, hang on. They probably wouldn't have him, would they? But, like... yeah.
He's doing headliners with Panks.
Headliners, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Oh, thanks for that. It was a tee-up. That's really cheered me up as well.
Yeah,
fucking
I thought
Jermaine Genius. Yeah, go on.
My striker.
All I wish was that Martin Keown had offered to twos up with it and they fucked him off at the same time. I'd be well happy with that.
My striker, footballer, podcaster, host of the very popular, almost as popular as us, Under the Cosh podcast, Mr. Chris Brown.
This is quite the video catalogue of his indiscretions, isn't it, right?
He was doing the filming, but yes.
Was he really? I've not seen it. I really like this guy, and do you know what I like about him as well? I don't know if he's the same in a threesome or a gangbang, whatever it was the video was of.
Yeah.
But
Liam Lawrence and Ben Anik.
Was it?
Yeah.
Fair play. Do you know what? Teams, they always said he put a shift in for the team. I haven't seen the video, but I like to think like he wasn't the one making
scoring goals.
He wasn't scoring. Like the orgasms weren't coming off him, but he was putting in the groundwork, I reckon, and then tapping for Liam Lawrence or whatever. What I like about him is that, on their podcast, said very little for a long time. And now he's really, really a focal point of it.
Yeah, he is.
And I really enjoy him. I think he's got a lot more to him than I first thought. And that's before I knew about the sex tapes, but fair play to him.
Yeah, there's
more sex tapes than Premier League goals. That's true, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
sure he scored for Sunderland in the Prem.
How many sex tapes? Tag it in. Just tag him in when we put a clip out. Clip this, tag him in, see if he gets involved. I think he could put a lot of this to rest.
Yeah, fair enough.
This isn't something that goes away either, because I heard him say that his old man is so proud of him. He's got
a scrapbook and that is in it.
So sex tapes,
that's in it. And also the time that he and a couple of other youth team players shot residents of Sunderland with a BB gun driving around. That's in there too.
I think it's amazing. The thing is, though, you would say if everybody involved in the sex tape thing is a consenting adult, the only mistake there is letting it get out.
Yeah, I think it would have been sent via text or
It's gonna do the
BBM or whatever.
Oh, look,
What I like about him is I went to the live show at Epic Studios in Norwich. You could tell he was itching to go out.
Did you get on it?
No, we got the train home, but you could tell he was itching to just be out and about and amongst
he needed the errand to bell up and be like, yo, if you heard of Michael Greco, because I can open doors around here. Yeah, that'd have been cool. Yeah, I think that's a good shout from everything I've heard. And do you know what? I've heard there's quite often a story about him nicking a bird on the podcast.
Yeah. That's why I said it. Yeah,
where John wandered off, comes back.
Yeah. That was recent on the Friday Club, wasn't it? Yeah.
So I think he's earned his place at in the pantheon of top shaggers.
Yeah, go for it. You've got the final say.
It's got to be the man, the one, isn't it? It has. Who's been prolific throughout his whole career, and actually doesn't just pull off worldies, scrappy ones as well. And that's not just his scoring, that's his shagging. Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, fair enough.
Top bins, no doubt he can go top bins, but also he can just
married the entire time.
Yeah, nudge one over the line in the mud. Sorry, Ethel. But yeah, this was off the bat straight away, wasn't it? When he was like, 17? Straight, as soon as he first come through, he was caught coming out of that brothel, assuming in Liverpool, with there were pictures of her at the time in the papers.
Lady, yeah.
An older woman. I don't think she was as old as it's been made out to be, but
he
very
was like
much.
16.
He's like 16. She must have been easily late 40s. But she's doing a job and he's just a fugly little kid at that point. So she's like, either way, sex workers now are lauded. OnlyFans has become this huge platform where people have become millionaires and they brag about the cars they drive. This poor woman got hammered.
Yeah.
Because actually, imagine that.
And in the press.
I mean, he's 16 and hammering nothing. But imagine the way that's gone down for our business at the time.
This is a real risk of an episode for me.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't work with the elderly, you're fine. Yeah, and then obviously choking on the libel. All this stuff's in the press. So all this stuff has made it out.
Apart from the initial one that you did about Petr Cech.
I said allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating. Like, someone that quiet is either a serial killer or a shagger. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Right? Or just don't get involved. Maybe he's a family man. Who knows? All right. Well, we'll let him answer those questions. It's about time he got pulled up. But anyway, Wayne Rooney, as I said before, prolific all the way through. I saw I listened to a podcast. Was it Anything Goes? The Anything Goes one? I just go through reams of those. And there was a woman on there who'd been touted in like a threesome when she was an escort with him and told her side of that and blah, blah, blah.
There's the one where he fell asleep when he was Derby manager.
There was one of them ones. There's loads. The point of the matter is there's loads of them. Married the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Right.
All a bit rotten, isn't it?
I like it. Notable mention to Ashley Cole as well.
Ashley Cole. Did he shag about?
Yeah.
On Cheryl Cole?
Yeah. The hairdresser. Do you remember?
No, clearly not. I just asked you about
it. Yeah.
With the hairdresser.
Cole, yeah. Notable mentions, Ashley Cole, Jack Grealish, that too.
The amount of these footballers that must actually get away with it, because actually when it came down to it, you think there
Kieran
was a certain
Trippier.
way. Yeah, Ring doorbell, wasn't it? I just saw the other day. Someone
Wasn't
said
it?
that's how he got caught.
Oh, man.
I saw something referenced. It was a reference and it was clearly made about him. I don't know how true that is. The amount of temptation they must get is one thing. The other thing is the obvious side of it is like, how fucking stupid are you?
Yeah.
Go, like, there must be temptation to take drugs when you're a professional athlete, but you don't do it because you know it's wrong.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly, he's a fucking cokehead, wasn't he? But like, Adrian Mutu, not Kieran Trippier. He's just a shagger, as far as we know. I don't understand the logic behind it. Like, you've got this whole family, you've got this whole beautiful lifestyle, and it's almost the arrogance that goes with a Premier League footballer to go,
I
Yeah,
can
no,
do
it's
a
okay.
whole
We'll figure it
one.
out. Yeah, she'll be all right. She'll be all right. And John Terry has been the fucking leader of that little movement because his missus should have turfed him out a long time ago. I don't know how bulletproof that prenup is, but she seems to be in it for the long haul.
Fair enough. Right.
You are so itching for me to stop talking about this
Go
stuff.
through your team.
Peter Cech, the dirty dog. John Terry, David Beckham, Jermaine Genius, good riddance, and Wayne Rooney. No, I'm just going to not say anything else.
I've gone for Stefan Posma, Kyle Walker, Jermaine Pennant. Who's my other one? Ryan Giggs and Chris Brown. We have been Left Footers. Please do like, subscribe, rate us as well on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of the podcast things. Give us a 5-star review. It really does help boost us up.
I would say if you're any of the
listeners.
players involved in what we've talked about today, you don't have to rate us. We understand you're probably not going to be that keen on the episode. So
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney you've got bigger things to worry about right now. I don't know what it's like down there.
Plymouth,
yeah. God, can't imagine the talent pool's up to much down there, but good luck, mate.
Bye.
Bye.